CDL Practice Test, New York, General Knowledge, Part 4. Question number 41. When should you downshift an automatic transmission? A. When going up grades. B. When going around curves. C. When going down grades. The correct answer is here, C. When going down grades. Explanation. To use engine braking on a downgrade to control the speed of a CMV with an automatic transmission, select a low gear range that prevents the transmission from shifting up beyond the selected gear. Question number 42. Trucks and buses are subject to certain laws, restrictions, and regulations. Which of these statements is true? A. County and city laws do not apply to trucks and buses engaged in interstate commerce. B. Federal regulations apply only to trucks and buses driven at least 50 miles on a trip. C. Laws and restrictions can vary from place to place. The correct answer is here, C. Laws and restrictions can vary from place to place. Explanation. You must always follow federal, state, and local regulations for your location. These regulations cover such aspects of commercial driving as vehicle weight, cargo, and allowed routes. The regulations can vary from one jurisdiction to another, so know which jurisdictions you'll be driving through. Question number 43. What is the best course of action to take when you become sleepy on the road? A. Stop driving for a minute or two, get out of the cab to walk around, then continue driving. B. Turn off the heat, roll down the windows, and turn on the radio. C. Take some caffeine or other medication that helps with alertness. D. Find somewhere safe and suitable to stop and take a nap. The correct answer is here, D. Find somewhere safe and suitable to stop and take a nap. Explanation. When your body becomes fatigued and you need to sleep, there is only one solution that will work. Sleep. In this situation, you must find somewhere suitable to pull off of the road and take a nap. Question number 44. The amount of liquid to load into a tank depends on A. The amount the liquid will expand in transit. B. The weight of the liquid. C. Legal weight limits. D. All answers are correct. The correct answer is here, D. All answers are correct. Explanation. How much liquid you can load into a tank depends on the following. Open bracket. 1. Heat makes liquid expand, so you must allow enough room at the top of the tank for outage. Open bracket. 2. A dense liquid may weigh so much that loading too much liquid into the tank may cause your vehicle to exceed state weight limits. Question number 45. What should you do if a car coming toward you at night keeps its high beams on? A. Look toward the right edge of your lane or the right edge of the road. B. Flash your high beams at the other driver. C. Slow down and look straight ahead in your lane. The correct answer is here, A. Look toward the right edge of your lane or the right edge of the road. Explanation. If an oncoming vehicle has not dimmed its headlights, don't retaliate with your own high beams. Instead, slow down, keep right, look away from the vehicle, and steer by the right edge of the road until the vehicle has passed you. Question number 46. How many classes of CDLS are there? A. 4. B. 2. C. 1. D. 3. The correct answer is D. 3. Explanation. There are 3 classes of CDLS with endorsements for specialized qualifications for vehicles like school buses, tank trucks, tractor trailers, etc. The CDL classes are A, B, and C, retrieved from https://www.fnxa.gov registration commercial driver's license. How do I get commercial driver's license? Question number 47. Is it legal to drive a vehicle if 1/4 of the leaves in a leaf spring are broken or missing? A. No. B. Yes. C. It doesn't make any difference as long as you don't exceed the speed limit. The correct answer is A. No. Explanation. If 1/4 or more of the leaves in any leaf spring are broken or missing, the vehicle will be put out of service until the problem is repaired. Question number 48. In your pre-trip inspection, you are checking your steering and exhaust systems. Which of these problems should be fixed before the vehicle is driven? A. Oil on the tie rod. B. White smoke from the exhaust pipe before the vehicle warms up. C. Steering play in excess of 10 degrees. The correct answer is C. Steering play in excess of 10 degrees. Explanation. If there is more than 10 degrees of play in your steering wheel, your vehicle will be harder to steer. Have the problem corrected before you drive the vehicle. In cold weather, white exhaust smoke that soon disappears may just be water vapor from condensation. However, if white smoke persists long after the vehicle has warmed up, have the condition checked. Question number 49. When should retarder brakes be turned off? A. Retarder brakes should never be turned off. B. Retarder brakes should be turned off when driving in stop and go traffic. C. Retarder brakes should be turned off when driving on the highway. D. On wet, icy, or snow-covered roads. The correct answer is D. On wet, icy, or snow-covered roads. Explanation. Retarder brakes should be turned off when the roads are wet, icy, or covered in snow because slippery road conditions can cause your drive wheels to skid. Question number 50. Which of these is true about hours of service? A. You must take a break after every 2 hours of driving. B. After 1,000 hours of service, you will be exempt from certain regulations. C. You should balance your hours of service with enough sleep to keep you alert. The correct answer is C. You should balance your hours of service with enough sleep to keep you alert. Explanation. Sleep debt is a dangerous condition in which missing sleep adds up until you risk falling asleep at the wheel unless you get some rest. People are often surprised that getting less than 6 hours of sleep per night triples the risk of an accident. At least 15% of heavy truck crashes are believed to involve driver fatigue. Before each trip, you should get adequate sleep. Adults need 8 to 9 hours to maintain alertness. Question number 51. Your brakes can get wet when you drive through a heavy rain. What can this cause when the brakes are applied? A. Wheel lockup. B. Loss of braking power, C. Both of the above. The correct answer is here, C. Both of the above. Explanation. Brakes use friction to convert the kinetic energy of your moving vehicle into heat. If the brakes get wet, the brake shoes or brake pads may produce less friction. The brakes will grab, apply unevenly, or become weak. When you try to brake, your braking distance may increase, your vehicle may pull to one side, or the wheels may lock. On a wet road, locked wheels can cause a skid, or even a jackknife if you're pulling a trailer. Question number 52. Bridge formulas permit A. Less maximum axle weight for axles that are close together. B. Less maximum axle weight for axles that are far apart. C. The same maximum axle weight for any axle spacing. The correct answer is here, A. Less maximum axle weight for axles that are close together. Explanation. The axle weight is the maximum weight that an individual axle or set of axles can support. When a vehicle's axles are relatively close together, a high axle weight risks overloading bridges and roadways. To avoid overloading bridges, a bridge formula is often used to specify a lower maximum axle weight for axles that are closer together. The U.S. Department of Transportation uses such a bridge formula to establish the maximum axle weights on interstate highways.